What's up, homies? This is Jokesta back at you with a brand new video. Today we're going to be talking about the top 10 weapons for season 10, and we're also going to discuss a few things about those weapons. But before we get into it, shout out to Roundtable for providing these gunsmith and the list for the top 10. Shout out to sxc.gg for the finger sleeves. If you guys are interested, go check them out. There's a link in the description for that. And also, if you're looking for merchandise, there's sxcclan.com. There's also a link to that. It's actually my clan that made a YouTube channel. They're posting videos on that channel, so go check them out. There's a link in the description down below, and let's get right into it. Top number 10 on the list is the HVK-30. Now, the HVK-30 is one of those weapons that's really good, but it's also underrated, and it's also has a downside. So the HVK-30 is a very good mid long range option for an AR. Now, the problem with this weapon is that it doesn't have that much ammo, so you have to be very extremely careful. Now, if you're out there and you're aggressive, I definitely say, or like probably like a passive, sort of passive aggressive, stick with the grand tape for the attachment. But if you're like out there in mid range and you're like really aggressive, switch out from using the grand tape to actually using the full ammo perk. Now, this thing is going to help you out a lot. Now, the problem is the low magazine size is what keeps the weapon from being the meta and demands a supreme trigger discipline skill. Now, that's why I recommend you guys try out the sxc.gg sleeves, because these sleeves are going to help you with just supreme trigger discipline skills, you know what I mean? But anyways, you see what I did there? We're moving on to the top number 9 on the list is the MX9. Now, the MX9 has been on the top list for a while, for the past couple seasons actually, for like 9, 8, I guess like maybe for the past 4 seasons, the MX9 has been like the king. And yeah, the MX9 is quite good. It has that close range SMGs, which is what we like to use. We like to get there really close up. And now the strafing speed is the biggest strength in this weapon, and the strafing is so fast. It's still that just with it, even if you kill slow now because of the nerf, this gun is still performs, and it's still one of the best killer weapons out there. If you're out there thinking about not using it, give it a shot. Actually, don't give it a shot. It's kind of annoying seeing the MX9 still out there. But anyways, the MX9 is still top number 9. Moving on to top number 8 on the list is the AS-VAL. Now, a close range centered AR with a high mobility is what you're looking at. The AS-VAL has this fire rate and moderate damage, and it's one of those only ARs that can compete with the SMG fairly well. Now, think about it. You're playing with the AS-VAL and the guy in front of you with the MX9, you're gonna kick this guy's butt. That's what I'm saying. Now, with the speed and damage, being a close range weapon, we enhance the mobility by using the quick response barrel and a skeleton stock, which boosts the strafing speed. This ensures that the survival rate, fast moving SMG, the base mag size being small, the 35 round extended mag, it improves the magazine capacity for reliable firepower, and that's why I recommend you guys to use this build. And the last slot can be used for like a sleight of hand to help the the reload speed, but a lot of you guys don't like that, to minimize the kicky recoil. So yeah, definitely recommend you guys to use operator grip. And if you guys don't want to use both of those, use the full ammo. It can be used really well. But yeah, AS-VAL is the top number 8. Now, moving on to top number 7 is the Razorback. Now, the Razorback has been out there for a while. It's just underrated. Not a lot of people use it, but the Razorback is what you would call a pocket Hoger. You heard me right. It's the pocket Hoger. Now, the cornerstone of the Razorback is the rapid fire perk, which puts its fire rate equal to the likes of the Hoger 26 and the HVK-30. So that's why I say it's pretty good. And both of them made it on this list. Thus, this perk is a must-have to improve the TTK. Now, we use the mono suppressor, which enhanced the damage range by a lot, and placing the equal to the Hoger 4-shot range. Now, you also got to use the combat or the light stock based on whether the ADS speed or strafing speed is demanded, but both of those are equal and usable. Although my recommendation is to go with the light stock, considering the meta we live in right now. Now, for the last slot, you can actually use the extended barrel, or you can use a 42 round extended mag. Both are your choice. But yeah, the Razorback, as I said, it's a personal preference. It's like your Hoger has ammo attachments, then you're actually better off using the Razor or the BK57 with that mono and extended light barrel. If you're out there thinking about it, try out the Razorback. It definitely is a sneaky one. Moving on to number 6 on the list is the Hoger 26. Like I said, it's like a Razorback and a Hoger like brothers, you know. And if you're looking for something lightweight, use the Razorback. If you're looking for heavyweight, recommend the Hoger 26. Now, this is the best LMG in the game. The Hoger 26 takes its spot on the list as reliable and lethal mid-long range weapon. Now, being an LMG, speed is always a concern, which you cannot let go of. Now, to overcome that, you have to use the no stock, which is improving the ADS speed, mobility, and ridiculous enhanced strafing speed. Now, also, don't forget the light barrel further helps in lowering the ADS time. Tactical laser, grand tape. You can take care of any accuracy, you know, like problems with it, but mildly improving the ADS speed. And the last slot you can use is the free pick. You can use the FMJ or the improved FMJ improves the penetration damage, which is why I like using the FMJ. But sometimes you can use a tactical A grip, or you can use a tactical suppressor. Now that's what I'm using right now, is the tactical suppressor, but most of the time I use the FMJ. But anyways, the point is, this thing is crazy to use. Now, if you want something to help you with that, the Hoger is the way to go. Moving on to the top number 5 on the list is the QQ9. Now, the thing is, the recent nerf to the long meta MX9 brought the QQ9 back up to the top SMG. So if you're out there thinking about like, yo, what's the top SMG to use? Well, I highly recommend the QQ9. Now, the QQ9 being a high mobility, fast fire rate, moderate damage weapon, the QQ9 serves very well as an aggressive SMG. Furthermore, it can extend to the mid-range if you build it properly. Now, we started off with a mono suppressor to enhance that damage range, alongside with like tactical laser, the 45 round mag, the no stock, the no stock attachments, and then the last slot you can fill it up with like tactical barrel for an aggressive players. You know, if you're out there aggressive, then use tactical barrel. Now, if you are more close and personal, then recon barrel for those who prefer like a, you know, close mid-range type of weapon. Now, both are equally good, so it just depends on your playstyle. Moving on to the top number 4 on the list is the M13. Now, the M13 was added as an extremely fast-firing, low recoil, medium range AR that competes well, and with being a slow gun, this build aims towards improving speed. Now, using the mini barrel and the no stock, it improves the mobility. That's why we're using it. Strafing and the ADS speed by a lot. And we also got the silencer barrel, which is very good, and it's, you know, it's used for sound suppression, which is really good. If you're playing on firing range, they can't really hear you that well. And the weapon has really good accuracy, so that's why we're using like a 30 round magazine, extended mag, or you can use the 40 round 300 double stack mag, which is what I'm using on my personal daily basis. Now, this is a go-to option for search and destroy players. If you're like me, this is what I would have as like my second loadout or something, because this is a weapon that you can just destroy people up close really fast, and you can reload whenever. And for the last lot, you can actually use a sleight of hand, which can be improved for the slow reload speed, or you can use the operator grip or a red dot sight if the iron sight seems to be like a problem to you. So honestly, it's a personal preference. I highly recommend you go with the operator grip. Anyways, moving on to number 3 on the list is the SKS. Now, believe it or not, the SKS is crazy. I've seen a lot of people use it in search and destroy. It's been kicking my butt a lot of times, and I'm like, man, I hate that gun. But yeah, the more people play with it, the more the better they get. And it's crazy that this weapon is making it up to the top. And if you know how to use the SKS, then congrats, because you are now at the top number 3 with the weapon list. The SKS is reliable DMR, and it's with a consistent 2-shot range and a minimal recoil and a manageable mobility. Being a marksman rifle, flinch is one of the primary factors. So yeah, using the SKS, I recommend you guys to try the 10 round light reload. I know a lot of you guys have been switching around like different stuff, but try out the 10 round light reload for S&D, which is speed and stealthy. And plus, I mean, if you like miss your first couple 3-4 shots, then yeah, maybe a different magazine size, but this 10 round light reload is really good for search and destroy. I've been messing around with it for a while, and I think this is going to be the best build for search and destroy players like you and me. Anyways, moving on to top number 2 on the list is the SVD. Now, the SVD is one of those new weapons that came out, but the problem is that if you just hard scope and you can kill like 4 to 5 players, and I've done that, that's not the problem. It's just satisfying. I'm just saying that if you're playing on the other side and someone's playing with the SVD, it's going to be a problem, because The only thing you could do at this point is use a smoke grenade and you'd probably take him out. But the SVD is commonly known as Dragunov, and it's an interesting weapon. This weapon has been added to the game recently and is claimed to have a seat in the meta, which is kind of true. The SVD can actually one shot to the chest, arm up to 40 M. Now that's crazy. It's equal to Locust one shot hitboxes, which can make it a really reliable sniper rifle. And with an extended one shot also means that quickscoping is an effective technique. This semi-auto nature is also forgiving, which is pretty nice. And this build is pretty straightforward as we focus on the ADS speed, which the gun lacks. And being a sniper, the tactical laser can be switched out for a tactical suppressor as a necessary base of scope. And the base scope is downright crazy. I honestly don't want to use the basic scope, so definitely use a nice 4x scope, which is the best option for a weapon like this, and it's honestly a really nice design. I like it. And plus you stack ADS speed, a magazine, and it rains down destruction. So that's why I recommend you guys to try out this build. The SVD is crazy. Now moving on to the top number 1 on this list is the Type 25. Now Type 25 has been crazy. Everybody's been using it. It's been going all over the rank matches. People are using it like crazy. I like it, but it sometimes get annoying. But I love that people are playing aggressive now with it, and this is what's happening. The Type 25 is just getting back into the meta, and I mainly due to the recent buff to this weapon fire rate, which is putting it equal to the MX9. Believe it or not, it's kind of getting close there. Now we are actually playing on the strengths of this gun. It's the best AR mobility. It has a light stock, which grants extreme strafing boost alongside with the speed benefits of the short barrel, which improves the mobility and the ADS speed. Now the steady stock can also be used if you prefer range play, or maybe a weapon has a heavy stability and horizontal recoil and flinch. Now the downside of being a strafing speed, which can be countered using a skulker perk, I think I said it correctly, but whatever. The stopping power reload is the key. A lot of people have a lot of debates on which is which, but if you're starting off with a consistent 11 M's 4 shots, it enables you to stand a fair chance against the CQB SMG players. Now moving on with the 37M, the 5-shot range can beat any competition. It can compete against any ARs in this build. Now this is basically a pre-nerf MX9, time to kill with a much longer 5-shot range and the AR penetration, but with a slower strafing speed. Now the range boosting is not advised because you can lose a lot of speed, and the base range are good enough for the environment of the meta. Now let's ask a very important question for this weapon. A lot of people have been asking this, but to stop in power or to not stop in power? Well, understand this, homies. Your Type 25 will drop to 6 shots to kill after 17 M if you don't use the stop and power mag. That makes it just like an MX9 with the AR mobility, but if you slap in the stop and power mag, and boom, you get your 37 M 5-shot range with a minimal downside, either to use the stop and power mag or you're actually better off using other weapons. Anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you guys did, make sure to leave a like, comment down below, and subscribe to the channel, and I'll see you guys in another video. Peace out.